Cost of full-time caregiving.
The demands of time, money, and resources for caregiving are the subject of a recent study released by AARP. KITV4's Robert Bwan takes a closer look at the local impact.
It's not uncommon to hear about someone who's taking care of a relative or a parent at home long term. In fact, it happens far more than one might guess, including here inside of this home in Kailua.
It's the home of Ken and Charlotte Takea. It's going on 18 years now that Ken has been a full-time caregiver to his wife, who has dementia. To make sure his wife has what she needs morning till night, Ken took an early retirement from his career.
For instance, I prepare all her meals ahead of time and I put it in a fridge, so we just take it out as we need it. All her supplies are all in one place in the bedroom, so whatever we need, we just use it. And replenish it as we go.
It's just one of many similar stories about full-time caregiving families in Hawaii. And a recent report from AARP says that unwillingly provides a financial benefit to the state and an overextended system of care.
If not for unpaid family caregivers providing support and care for their loved ones, basically the long-term care system in Hawaii and across the country would collapse. This is because Hawaii has 154,000 family caregivers taking care of their loved ones. This saves the state and government in general $2.6 billion a year.
The AARP would like to see Hawaii follow suit to legislation passed in Oklahoma, the first and only state to offer standard tax credits to families providing full-time care. Robert Bwan, KITV4 Island News.
Hey guys, my name is Natalie. I am a public health major and we chose the topic of mental health among the elderly in Oahu. We chose this topic because our project focuses on the elderly in Oahu, a population that is often overlooked yet deeply deserving of care, condition, and dignity. Many elderly experience loneliness, neglect, and age-related conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. Addressing these issues is essential for a healthy community. For this reason, we aligned our project with 3 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The first, good health and well-being. This is essential because every elder deserves access to support that nurtures both physical and emotional health. The second, being reduced inequities. This was chosen by my group to challenge the social barriers that leave many seniors marginalized and unseen. The third is partnerships for the goals, because meaningful change requires collaboration between families, caregivers, local organizations, and the community as a whole. By supporting our elders, we strengthen not only their lives, but the future generations that will one day stand where they stand.
Hi, my name is Sabrina, and I am a nursing major here at HPU, and I will be presenting our system theory. So for our system theory, we need to understand the mental health among elderlies in Oahu. We apply our system theory, and this reminds us that individuals do not only exist alone. They are shaped by the systems around them, whether it be their family, healthcare, community, culture, and even government. When one part of the system struggles, the others all feel impacted. For example, limited social support can increase loneliness, which then worsen mental health, and then also physical health. But the opposite is also true. If we strengthen our community, our connection, improve our access to healthcare, and encourage intergenerational relationships, the entire system can become healthier. System theory shows us to support the elderly in our community, and we must look beyond the individual to work on the environment, resources, relationships around them, which is very similar to what we learned about our micro, meso, and macro portion of this semester. All of these work together to create our system theory. That way we can either better it or worsen it. And in this case, we're looking to better it.
Hi, my name is Tanae and I'm a psychology major here at HPU. For the SEAS, we created a quick quiz that asked members of our community whether or not they believed that elderly mental health was an issue, socially, economically, and environmentally. As for the results of the social aspect of our quiz, we asked the community what they believe contributes most to elderly mental health issues. The results supported what our research had found. 20% of our results pointed to limited access to supportive resources. This aligns with research showing that barriers to transportation, healthcare, and other services leave many elders unsupported. 30% said the strain on care systems. This reflects studies that show that caregivers are becoming overwhelmed and unable to meet the growing needs of aging adults and keep up with the new incoming adults in those facilities. Our largest response was 50%, identified increased isolation. Research strongly connects loneliness to depression, faster cognitive decline, and overall lower well-being for Kapuna. Here is a chart showing the results of our quiz.
The next survey asked, how does elderly mental health create economic challenges for families and community? The majority, 65%, said increased medical and caregiving costs are the biggest impact. This aligns with the research showing that long-term care, dementia support, and medical treatment place a heavy financial burden on families. 25% identified the greater demand for publicly funded support services, reflecting how mental health struggles can expand the need for Medicaid, housing support, and community programs. And 10% said reduced financial independence among seniors, which can lead to increased dependence on family or state resources. Overall, these responses highlight that mental health concerns among Kapuna are not only emotional and social issues, but also economic ones, affecting families, healthcare systems, and the community as a whole.
Okay, so for our next survey question, we asked a sustainability question, which is, in what ways does the elderly mental health present a long-term challenge for society? And the responses showed that most people recognize this issue as a multi-layered issue and not just a one-factored-in response. With the results, we find that 5% believes that the growing population of elderly increases demand. Another 5% believe that this is an increased cognitive health risk, showing that these are understood, but they're not seen as the primary issue. 10% believe that the strain on families and healthcare systems is the main challenge, reflecting about concerns on the limited caregiving capacity, meaning they don't really believe this to be a mental issue, but it's more of an issue that they see on the financial aspect and the caregiver's aspect. But the overwhelming response, 80%, chose all of the above, meaning that they believe this to be a multi-layered issue, as I mentioned before. This tells us that the community sees the elderly mental health as a long-term challenge, and it involves risking healthcare needs and cognitive decline. And it also increases pressures on our system that are already stretched. Our research supports this, and the issues overlap, not just tackling one, but all.
Our last survey question asked, in what ways does mental health among the elderly reflect environmental challenges unique to Oahu? The results show that 85% of respondents highlighted limited access to specialized mental health services, which makes it harder for Kapuna to get the care they need. The same percentage, 85%, pointed to the high costs of living, which adds stress and affects overall well-being. Over half, being 55%, mention isolation in rural or outer island communities, showing that geography can make social connection and healthcare access even more difficult. These findings reveal that environmental factors, from service availability to living costs and geographic isolation, play a major role in shaping the mental health of Oahu's elders. When we analyze mental health among Kapuna, we break it down into 3 levels: micro, meso, and macro. At the micro level, we look at the individual elderly, their emotional well-being, daily struggles, health conditions like dementia or Alzheimer's, and whether they have someone to talk to or rely on. At the meso level, we focus on small community systems, such as family, caregivers, neighborhood programs, and senior centers. These groups play a major role in preventing loneliness and creating social support opportunities. At the macro level, we address broader systems, statewide policies, healthcare access, funding for elder services, and cultural attitudes towards aging. Improving these structures can create long-term change and reduce inequities across Oahu. Together, these 3 levels help us understand not just what challenges elders face, but where we can intervene and create a healthier, more connected future for them.
The ecological perspective helps us understand how different layers of the environment shape the mental health of our elders. Instead of viewing a person in isolation, this perspective shows how their well-being is influenced by relationships, surroundings, and society. This is seen in Chef Hui, as what they aim for is not only helping and providing for our elders, but also creating a safe and trusted space for them. For many elderly in Oahu, mental health is impacted by factors such as housing, financial stability, family involvement, cultural connection, and access to health care. Their sense of belonging may depend on whether or not they have a supportive community, safe living spaces, and transportation to social events or medical appointments. When these environmental supports are strong, elders thrive. When they are weak, loneliness, depression, and cognitive decline may increase. The ecological perspective reminds us that improving just one part of a person's environment through a social program, a support group, or even one weekly visit can create positive ripple effects throughout a person's life. Caring for our elders means caring for the environment that they live in.
Hi, my name is Reagan Stroud and I'm a communications major. Our group had the opportunity to partner with Kulinapu'i, Hawaii, an organization dedicated to supporting the elderly community in Oahu. For this project, we collaborated with Chef Hui to prepare and deliver Thanksgiving meals to elders in need, ensuring all elderly who might feel isolated or overlooked can enjoy a sense of celebration during the holiday season. We spoke with Amanda from Chef Hui, who shared that the organization's mission goes beyond providing food. They strive to create a meaningful connection between the community and the charity, emphasizing joy, dignity, and celebration, rather than making anyone feel like they're receiving handouts. Amanda explained that their efforts are rooted in trust and collaboration, and every meal delivered is a part of a larger effort to bring elders together and make them feel valued and supported. Kulinapu'i, Hawaii, operates their main base in Oahu, being central to this event. During our involvement, we connected with elders personally and ensured each delivery is more than just a meal. It's a moment of connection, care, and community. Through this experience, our group learned how important partnerships and community engagement are in addressing mental health challenges among the elderly. We also saw how small acts like sharing a meal or taking time to connect with others can significantly reduce feelings of isolation and improve overall well-being. It reinforced our beliefs that fostering compassion, respect, and inclusion for Kapuna is not only a meaningful but essential for building a healthier, more connected society.
In conclusion, our project reminds us that supporting mental health of Oahu's elderly begins with all of us. Through research, community partnerships, and hands-on engagement, we saw how meaningful connection, accessible resources, and collaborative action can strengthen the well-being of our kapuna. By continuing to listen, learn, and show up for our elders, we built a healthier, more connected island community. Thank you for watching.